Welcome to Sounds of Sud. I'm your host, Jasmine. This podcast is for all the music lovers and anyone that wants to learn more about working in the music industry. Bringing you interesting insights and wild stories from DJs to festival organisers, we talk to all of the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. So make sure to hit subscribe and I'll see you on the dance floor. Welcome, Tommie, to Sounds of Sud, the podcast. Thank you for coming over on this, what day we evening.
Hey, what's going on?
Again, I always appreciate when people are willing to come over to me on a school night because I know it's a lot to ask, so thank you. So, Tommie Traxx is your DJ name, Australian born and
That's
bred?
the one. Yeah, Australian born. Born in Sydney. Yeah, Sydney.
In Sydney? Oh, born and bred. Have you ever lived anywhere else?
Born and bred. I have. When I was growing up, my parents had a couple of businesses down in Wollongong. So it's down south of Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lived there for about 8 to 9 years and then came back to Sydney.
Oh, okay, so you have experienced out of Sydney life because it's quite unique.
I have, but not as just before my teenage years.
Yeah.
Basically, I experienced it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any desire to go and do any time in Europe or anything?
I did Europe when I turned 21, so I did a big Europe trip.
Yeah.
Huge Europe trip.
You should just say, yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was crazy. Equated to 7 weeks. 7 weeks. 11 guys. On one,
all of you?
All of us on one big Europe trip.
For that long?
For all of us, half of us left at different times, but
wow,
my trip was 7 weeks.
How long was the entire group together?
Together about 4.5 to 5 weeks.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is like a huge commitment from 21-year-olds.
Massive.
Like I could happily do that with my friends now. I could live with them for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
you know? Like because we're at that age where we've got like proper solid relationships.
Yeah.
But like at 21, ooh, like that's hectic. Who was in charge of the planning?
And it was funny because you can't really have too many people in charge, so you kind of got to delegate.
Oh, not around
the
here,
one person. It wasn't me. Well, we delegated this one guy, a friend of ours called Liam. So he did most of all the Airbnbs, all the flights.
That's what I mean. There's a lot in it.
Oh, heaps. Itinerary, like clubs, crazy.
Wow. Did you go to Ibiza?
Yeah.
How much time?
That was my first stop. For them, it was their second stop.
That was your first stop?
I just finished my uni exam. Straight to Ibiza.
Off you fucking went.
Ibiza is probably one of my favourite places on earth at the moment. It's like top 3.
Yeah. Would you love to? Obviously, would love to DJ there.
Oh, that'd be a dream come true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Well, put it on the bucket list. That's what a little back segment that I'm doing in my head over here. I'm like I would love to have all this content of all these people that I truly believe are like gonna be successful. You know, like Mixed Methods is like I really want to be taken in a golf buggy from the green room to the
actual stage.
Like, that's something he wants.
I'm sure it'll happen.
So I was like, we got it on record now. Let's make it happen. Yeah, you're gonna play in Ibiza. I'll be there to watch.
Fuck yeah, that's bucket list for sure.
Cool.
But, yeah.
And then, so not only are you DJing, and we'll get into the whole story in a second, but you also do some promoting. You've got your own brand?
Yeah, correct. So I've got my own brand. Came up with the concept about 14, 15 months ago.
How long had you been a DJ before you got into the promoting?
I think about 9 years.
9 years?
9
Wow,
years.
This is going to be a great story.
Yeah, it's a long one. It's a big one. But yeah, mostly private stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
And then towards the later part of my DJing career.
Would you say?
Hit up the clubs and whatnot. Bars, pubs, clubs, restaurants.
So 9 years, only been promoting for 8 or 9 months.
I'd say about it just over a year.
Okay, cool.
Just over a year.
All right, so we've got 8 years to fill the gap on.
Yeah.
So where, like, when, where, how, what, like?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I guess the journey kind of just started as growing up in a home with 2 parents who just love to have music on all the time, blasting.
Do they? That's so cool.
All the time, cleaning the house, cooking, even just, I don't know, just doing the general house cleaning stuff.
Any siblings?
Yeah, one sister.
Older, younger?
3 years younger.
Okay.
Julia, her name is. Good old Julia. God bless.
Cute.
Shits me, but
yeah.
Awesome.
Does she like to party?
She's not as big of a party animal as me. Yeah. Not a party animal, but I mean, like, she doesn't really go out as much.
Yeah.
As what I do.
But can she appreciate the music?
She does. She appreciates her own type of music. She likes more words involved with her music.
Yeah.
Like bass.
How old is she?
At the moment, 23.
Yeah, I was about 21, so you never know. She might grow into it. Because I do think that kind of music. It's interesting when you go, especially to Melbourne, you've got these. I was talking to this girl at a festival and I was having this really lovely chat with her, and I was like, how old are you? She was like 19. I was like, you're 19.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Whereas that was the environment we were in, that was way too much for me at that age, you know? Yeah. So she might grow into it.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, I mean, I guess through me, she's kind of, seeing the way it is, and yeah, she has come out with me a couple of times and whatnot, but yeah, still two different characters.
Yeah,
but
that's good. That's what you need, especially for the parents.
A bit of balance.
It's not too much. I've got friends that 3 brothers, like 3 of my really good friends, and they all come out with us. I'm like, imagine their parents, 3 of them. Like,
crazy to keep up with, definitely.
Yeah. So you lived in a household with
it was
just music,
constant music, and it just kind of stuck with me through the younger years, and I really loved downloading music back to when we used to use LimeWire.
Yes.
Yeah, and we used to find all the shitty Chris Brown re-edits and all that R&B stuff, and then it slowly turned into the electro house kind of thing back then when LimeWire was around. Yeah, and then 15 was when I bought my first deck. My first.
Wow, how did you buy it? Did your parents buy them for you?
Yeah, so my dad and I had a friend who had bought a deck but was selling it, and so I was like, yeah, let's go buy it off him. Got it a bit cheaper, and that was the start of that. That was the start of Tommie T. Then Tommie T.
Oh, so you've had a rebrand?
Yeah, a bit of a rebrand. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
That's so cool. I can't wait to get to that part.
Yeah, so got the decks and then started bedroom DJ, basically self-taught. I had a couple of people, like an uncle who'd help me out here and there. And then just slowly, through self-teaching, got my first gig when I was 16.
16?
Absolutely shitting my pants. Yeah, it was crazy.
Where was it?
I can't even remember, but I remember it was a 16th birthday party, obviously. Somewhere like in out Parramatta way or something. Something like that.
How many kids were there?
Like 40, 50 maybe.
That's a lot though.
It was, yeah.
A 16-year-old kid.
Oh, it was like having thousands of people there watching you at that first gig. But
do you have any footage of it?
I have photos of it.
Yeah.
I have photos of it. I'll send it to you. They're very cringe, but
they're cringy.
It's good to look back at that and see how it evolves.
Yeah, exactly. I love all that stuff. I love
the cringy little fag 16-year-old.
Yeah, I love reminiscing.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So you play at any dramas? What kind of music did you play?
It was I love house music, but yeah, great between like the years of 16 to about I'd say 20, mostly private gigs. So I was pretty versatile in what I was playing. So I do R&B, house, hardstyle, techno.
Yeah. Oh wow. Everything.
Yeah, a lot. Hip hop, rap.
And did they have like all the DJ programs that people use now back then, or were you doing it all freeballing?
No, I've had the same. I had Serato back then. That's what it was. I should have started with Record Box, but yeah, Serato is what I was using.
Yeah, and is it a similar concept?
They're all quite similar. They've got some different characteristics about them, but each to their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Tomato kind of thing.
Okay, so you're 16. You've done your first gig. And
16, done my first gig, and then
how many years of private gigs?
Yeah, so about I'd say 6 to I still do them now, but not as regularly. But yes, 6 to 7 years of solid private gigs.
What kind of gigs are we talking?
Engagements, birthday parties. I've done a couple weddings. They were pretty cool. And yeah, just a lot of kind of backyard stuff too. Some New Year's Eve gigs, and then just parties that your mates kind of come up with and
different. And how did you where in Sydney did you first play? Or
when I turned 18, I started working as a bartender for a group called the Oscars Group. So they're a hospitality company, and then. But I think I'd been with them for about 3 to 4 years, just while I was doing uni, just before uni and then during uni. And then, started, my first gig was at a venue called The Port, which was in Darling Harbour. But recently the council, a couple of years ago now, but the council kind of demolished the area where it was, so it's not really there anymore. But yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is it where the stuff at Barangaroo is going?
Just before, Darling Harbour way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So... where Cockle Bay Wharf is, Homebar and
yes.
all those spots. Yeah, so across from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my first ever real gig in front of a public setting.
And how did you get it?
How?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was working there at the time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was working there at the time. Yeah. And they were like, yeah.
Why not give you a shot? And then did you start playing there regularly or?
Not regularly because the gear, like I was so used to using a laptop and DJ decks, so I kind of shot myself in the foot in terms of how I learnt growing up. I was so used to using the one thing. It was like I was being a bit of a pussy, and I kind of stuck with that, and didn't really broaden my horizons with get comfortable with other types of gear. So
so you wouldn't use a USB?
So yeah, no, I wouldn't use a USB, and that was the first time that I used a USB. And slowly, just kind of started learning on CDJs and whatnot, which is the USB type gear.
And how did you get? So then you've wormed your way in through a job,
Yeah.
which I love, by the way.
Slithered right in.
Someone said to me, like, basically, if you want something, you just have to start putting yourself in the place of where that's going to happen for you. Like,
100%.
just put yourself there.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because the more I talk to the more I talk to everyone has a similar kind of overarching theme that they just went in.
Get in and do it.
Get in.
Because that's the best way to go about it. But, you've got to know in yourself first. It's like, this is it. Like, take it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just, make it happen kind of thing. And so how did you first, like, play your first boat party, for example, or get in with the other promoters?
So, I started to realise, as I got older and I was doing more, like, bar gigs and public venue gigs, and I started going clubbing, I started to realise how important it was to make sure that you're supporting everyone else in the industry. It's such a big, important part of what we do now as promoters, is like, show your face, introduce yourself to not just the person who runs it, but everyone there, and be a part of it, be amidst in the chaos and everything going on. Yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. I just, through my going out, as I started taking DJing more seriously, I was like, if you want to do this, you got to be in it. You got to be a part of it. You got to be it.
So who was the first kind of promoter that I might know or may not know that you kind of built a proper relationship with, where you'd not just play for them once, but you play for them again and again?
A couple times. Yeah, so I'd say it kind of pops up in different areas. Like, one of the first guys that started using me for his parties, who you've put on the podcast before, Luke Levitas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he was doing his own kind of private mansion parties and whatnot, he was putting me on.
Did you play at that mansion party?
Yeah, there's a couple that he's done. The most recent one I played at,
The Halloween one?
The Halloween one,
You
did?
did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Fucking awesome, yeah. It was crazy. Walking into that was insane.
Honestly, it buzzes me out. I'm like, everything's connected,
Everything connects.
Everything connects. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But that sounds like a great party.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever walked into. This big house, this big mansion with this, like, weird wooden door that I had to knock on for them to open. And then walking in, it was a jungle. It was a jungle.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. I'd driven so far out to play, and I was excited. I didn't know what to expect. And when I walked in, I was like, "Holy shit! This is the real deal." People are like, it was heaving.
Really impressed.
Yeah.
Good. That's so cool to hear a different perspective on the whole thing. Yeah. That was a long one too, because there was just so much to talk about. I've everyone that's come on here, I've had such a blast talking to them. It's like, it's cool. It's interesting. All right. So that was, and when did you first, you've played on Glass Island, if I'm not mistaken?
I have played on Glass Island, but they kind of do different, that are in different parts of the industry that have their own little unique kind of offering, you know. So I've some guys that I know who are also, my background's Greek, so some other Greek guys that I know, they like to host their own parties with Greek music involved in it. They're called Philoxenia.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of them. I thought it was someone else that also has a residency on Glass Island, because I noticed a lot of different promoters have their own monthly or not or weekly event on there. A few different promoters. Okay, so you have played on there before. But we're talking
about Glass Island, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm talking about Seadeck.
Oh, Seadeck.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Seadeck.
Okay, well, that's cool. imagine that afterwards. People would be like, that's just not true.
I always get confused with them both. I don't know why.
But,
sorry.
Okay, well, since we're on the topic, Seadeck. Great.
Seadeck, which is another nice boat.
Great boat.
Yeah,
great
it
boat.
is.
I've been on Seadeck, and I was there with my friends, and I have a tendency to just wander off and start talking to people.
Yeah.
And I essentially went missing on Seadeck, and you know how they have the green room on there?
Yes.
So anyone who listening has ever been on Seadeck, if you're too drunk, because they obviously can't get you off and they don't want to ruin the party for everyone else, they'll basically put you in
chuck in the green room.
Sea prison. It's got bars on it. It's literally I haven't been down there personally, so I shouldn't say that, but I know of people that have been down there, and it's literally they just put you in there to basically sober up so you can't fall overboard or cause any trouble. And when I went missing, one of my friends went up to the bouncer and was like, "Is my friend in sea prison?" It's just called the green room. Is it the green room? Yeah.
It's a green room.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a green room.
Just the green room. Yeah, not sea prison. But anyway, that's a great boat. I haven't noticed it around this much. Maybe I'm not. Just paying attention?
It's around. There's different promoters on there. But yeah, you'd probably see more of Glass Island than
Yeah, like Glass Island is like the boat at the moment. So you haven't played at Glass Island?
No, I haven't yet. I'd love to. But yeah, I don't know him personally. He doesn't know me personally. But I met the owner of Glass Island.
Scott Robinson?
Scott Robinson. Yeah. Yeah, really nice. He seems like a really nice guy. He's done really well for himself. He's giving something to Sydney that, you know,
it's quite
a staple here. It's like you've got to go to Glass Island and party at least once at some point, just to experience being on our harbour.
Yeah.
You know, so I haven't played at Glass Island yet, but I've played on Seadeck, which is another one, which is awesome.
Well, we can put that on the bucket list.
Yeah, not at Glass Island.
I've already forgotten what the other thing was. Oh, to go play in Ibiza.
Yes.
Play in Ibiza, play on Glass Island. Anything else while we're here?
We'll come to them, don't worry. They'll come up.
All right, don't let me forget. Mixed Methods gave 3, so just think about it as we're going. Yeah, cool. So do you play on the harbour often or mainly in venues?
They have been, like, I'd say probably once a month or once every 7 weeks. You know, I end up getting a gig on the Yeah Boy. Have you heard of Yeah Boy?
I have. I don't know much about them, but I have heard of them.
Daryl Testa, his name is. Daz. Good old Daz. Another really awesome promoter who's done a really good job at introducing a weekly boat party for people to go and party on.
Name?
It's changed. So it used to be Cadman Cruises, and now they've invested in a little boat that they've got now, Inception.
I think I've...
New boat.
I think
it's about 8 months old. It's been in Sydney for about 8 months. Massive.
Yes, I think...
500 people.
I think I know the story of that. Can't recall it off the top of my head, but I think I know the background of that. I think some other people I know have had boat party on there, maybe.
Yeah. So they get different promoters on there too.
Yeah, cool. So you play on there often?
Yes, I've played there a couple of times. Played for Yeah Boy a couple of times. They like to get different DJs in. You know, obviously you need to pass a certain skill set, but they like to get a lot of different people in too. They give people their opportunities. So.
And what kind of crowd are we talking? Like, for all the different venues that you play in, either like in the past or currently, what's the kind of difference in the crowd? Because there's obviously certain nights that attract different type of people, but, you know, it's interesting.
It is interesting. It is interesting in a way. I guess it comes down to where in Sydney. It comes down to a couple of things, but you know, Yeah Boy. I find that on a boat, they're usually more of a day sesh kind of crowd. You know, they like to go out early, get out early, start drinking early, finish. What type of?
Are we talking younger or older?
So definitely start from young. Definitely start from younger. I'd say from 18 onwards till about 24, 26. Yeah, it's mixed, but majority of them are a bit younger because it's like they've just gone out partying. They're partying on a boat on Sydney Harbour. They don't usually get to do that. So
yeah, it's cool, and it is like I've lived here for 9 years this year, so I've been on the harbour more times than you can imagine. But every single time I'm on there, I'm like, fuck, this is such a beautiful
different
city.
Experience every time.
Different experience every time.
Yeah.
Like my friends actually own a charter boat company, so we're very fortunate that we get to go out quite a lot. But, like, we go on there with a big group of people. We go on there with just our family. Like, we just go on there sometimes just with my friends who own the boat. And it's just, like, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, and it's such a beautiful... Like, there's actually hundreds of thousands of houses on the harbour.
Oh, it's insane.
It's not just, like, the ones looking at the bridge that get a harbour view. There is literally thousands of houses on that harbour.
Yeah, and even when you go like more towards the north side where Manly is and stuff, or even the opposite way. Yeah. It's heaps of different nooks and crannies.
Yeah, and just houses on all of them.
Yeah.
Like the wealth on that harbour is just absolutely astounding.
It's insane.
Yeah, so is there any other boats that you like? So I suppose Glass Island's the kind of main one at the moment.
Glass Island is the main one, so that's yet to tick off. But so mostly through them. I've also done private gigs on other super yachts.
Oh wow, what's that like?
Awesome.
Do they take the decks for you?
No, so I take everything. Yeah, but it's always a good time. That's more of the private stuff.
So does someone is it the person whose party it is that approaches you, or is it the person who owns the boat?
So I have a couple of connections that they don't own the boat, but they host events on these luxury boats.
Yeah,
so
nice.
When they need someone who's a bit more experienced, who's good energy, more of a younger crowd, or someone who can really get it going. Yeah, they'll go.
That's so cool. It's a shame because they're the kind of videos. Obviously, you're probably not authorized to share. Like, it's not appropriate, but that would be cool.
Yeah,
it would be cool to witness that kind of thing.
Yeah,
turning up because whenever we need a DJ, like so many of our friends are just bedroom DJs, so we don't need to get a stranger, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can't imagine like a stranger just turning up and just being there. It's funny.
Yeah.
Funny thing to think about. Anything more you want to touch on in your own DJing journey?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's about it. And now I'm just kind of in the scene trying to build my brand as a DJ. Really want to get into production. And I guess I'm my own enemy with that stuff because once you start, it's this big, never-ending tunnel of just there's a lot involved, and it's a bit daunting, I'd say, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely link up with Warwick because he's the exact same point, and you've got a lot more experience than him.
Right.
He just started to try and like open the doors to Ableton, and he's just completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Completely. He just is just like, and I don't have time to be thinking about that when I've got so much to do with this podcast. So I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even get into this. I'm sorry, because I will go down the rabbit hole with him because it's interesting. You know, I would love to know how to make music. Who would? Yeah. But just not have nothing on my plate.
Yeah, it's just something. I guess it's like anything. If you apply yourself that much and you're that obsessed with it, like eventually it will start to click.
Yeah. It's the time needed. Like he was going to do this course, and the person on the phone said they needed him like 2 hours every night or something. Yeah. To really be invested, and like he definitely obviously can do that at some point, but now's like not the exact right time. Yeah,
exactly, and that's part of the reason why too it's daunting because I'm promoting a lot of events too. I'm doing my own events. I'm linking up with other companies to do some events. So that in itself, finding the time, it's like you got to make the time for it.
So why don't we talk about that? So you've gone from being a bedroom DJ, played at your teenagers party.
Yeah.
Now you're playing gigs on the harbour. Where else in the city do you play?
I've played at Ivy. I've played at Homebar.
In the Courtyard or in the pool club?
I've played at the Courtyard, which was awesome. I've also played.
That's pretty cool.
That was my biggest one to date.
Yeah.
I played for Club Above.
Yeah.
I think it was their first week or second week opening.
Yeah. How was it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Insane. A mate of mine, Connor Hart, his name is. So One Hit Agency kind of run Club Above. Connor Hart is part of their roster. So he's a signed artist.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I kind of knew him growing up from the same area and whatnot.
So he kind of got you in?
Yeah, so he put in a whisper in One Hit Agency's ear and was like, let's get him on, and that was my first major gig with.
Yeah, it's not what you know.
To you know, right?
Yeah, literally motto in life. So, how do you know Connor? Just friends from growing up?
Yeah, so I wasn't overly close with him, more acquaintances. But I've been to a couple of his parties where he was DJing too, and I really loved his stuff. We're both from the same areas, we know the same people. And then eventually, got that opportunity, and it was awesome. It was one of the best days of my life.
So that was. They just had their first birthday, I think?
Yes, it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just the one time you played in the Ivy?
One time there for Club Above.
Yeah.
And then, so One Hit Agency, they ended up approaching me. So my next gig for them was Defected on New Year's Eve.
Oh, you played Defected?
Yeah, played Defected. Not in the Courtyard. Would have loved that.
Yeah.
But,
not next to Carl Coxx.
Nah, not next to Carl Coxx. The big man, the big dog. So in the side room upstairs. But
still so cool though.
Oh, insane. The crowd in there, the energy was just unbelievable. Yeah. Which is typical of a Defected event, you know. Always great energy.
So, I was just talking about him yesterday. Porrick had seen a clip of him saying that they were like his whole life would be a waste of time if he retired now.
He wouldn't know what to do with himself.
He fully intends to, like, when he dies, to be found dead behind the decks. You know, till the very last moment. And that's hilarious.
That's passion. That's why these people are so good and well known. You know?
So that would have been awesome playing, Defected at the Ivy. And then where else in Sydney?
Homebar too. I really like playing. So I also like playing at public venues such as like Watson's Bay.
You play there?
Woolloomooloo Bay Hotel. Yeah, I've played there before.
What kind of crowd do you get in those places?
So that's more of a mature 22 to like 30, maybe a bit older kind of crowd. A crowd that just like to have background music.
Good tunes on.
Oh, good tunes on. Enjoy their cocktail. Maybe even 20 of them.
Yeah.
And just kind of let the drunkenness creep to them and just bop their head to good music.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon.
Sunday Harbour, Sunday sesh, perfect.
Sydney Harbour is the best place in the world for a Sunday sesh.
120.
And when you've got that view of the bridge and the Opera House from Watson's Bay, or you can just see the bridge actually from
You can just see the bridge.
The bridge, not the Opera House, but still in the sunset you're just like, wow.
Perfect.
So nice.
Perfect.
So nice.
Yeah.
And then, so at what point did you go from DJing for other people to think, I'm going to throw my own event?
So, last year, when I was trying to get into the scene, part of it was hard. I didn't really fully understand the concept of having to show face everywhere. So I started my own brand where I could throw my own parties because I always loved partying. I always hosted a lot of parties at my place. Everyone always used to talk about the parties that I'd have. And from that too, it was like, you know what? Give it a go. Why don't we throw our first event? Threw my first event at a little pub called the Southern Cross Hotel. So they had this awesome courtyard that we threw at my first event at for the House of Trucks. That's the label. And it was awesome. Had, 80 to 90 people who I knew for a while, and it just started from there. Got good content. And then from there, it started rolling in. Started coming up with more concepts.
Did you have anyone to help you?
Like, help set up? Yeah, I had a couple of friends that would help set up.
Organise?
Organising everything? Not really, no.
How did you go about it?
No, it was just kind of just found your way. Like, you just step by step just come up with concepts and then bring them to life. So with that one...
what did you do? Make the poster on Canva?
So I have some friends who are media. Mm-hmm. So they help with photography, videography, and they also were helping me with design for flyers and content and whatnot.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and yeah, they helped me. God bless them. They helped me with everything for the first one, and then it just kept going, stemming. And
how was the what was it, agreement with the venue? Like, did you have to sell a certain number of tickets?
Minimum bar spend.
Minimum bar spend.
I think it was something like $6,000 or something.
Did you just hope that happened, or?
I was so sure that it... when you have to be really sure about yourself, you really got to back yourself in these situations. So I was like, you're going to get it. You have to get it. Because if you don't get it, you're going to be out of pocket a bit of money. So go hard or go home. And I did, and they ended up making quite a bit of money, like, I'd say around $10,000.
Oh, so way
9 to 10 grand.
Yeah, that's it. You got a back.
Yeah.
And so that first event was in 2020.
2023.
23.
Yeah, last.
And how many?
Sorry, excuse me. 2000. We're in 2024.
Yeah, start of 24.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting. Yeah.
We're in March.
Yeah.
And you're still forgetting.
2022. I'm talking about last year.
So how much?
Late 2022, so November.
What number are you up to now?
So now we're up to the 7th. We're coming on to the 7th.
Okay, let's go through them all. Put you on the spot. So yeah. Number 1, Southern Cross Hotel, 80, 90 people.
Yeah, that was 2. Like November 4th, I think it was.
Okay, we if you really want to add the dates in, we can.
I don't want to. I'm trying to sound better than what I am here. That's all I remember, the first day.
You started it now. November. All right, now I've forgotten already. So we've got November 2022, 4th of November 2022. Yeah. Southern Cross Hotel, 80, 90 people. Yeah. Number 2, go.
Yeah, the second one was King's Cross Pavilion, now known as, not Chicane, it's in King's Cross.
Do I need the countdown timer?
Yeah, I think you do. It's now known as something else. KX Social, it's called.
KX Social. Oh, I've been. I went there with the Deep in Your Soul.
Really nice venue.
I spent my 30th birthday there.
Yeah, they threw an event upstairs. Might have been at the same event then.
Yeah.
Luke helped them out with it.
Yeah, you were there.
I was.
That was my 30th birthday.
Oh, really? There you go.
Well,
we're connected somehow.
So cool.
And that was a top night. That was sick.
Oh my god, that's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But Porrick is in all of the videos because he has these glasses with LED green on.
Right.
And he's like, he gets in so much footage, like so much, because they're so noticeable even from afar.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so weird. I can't believe you were there.
Yeah.
Those guys are lovely. I was like,
awesome.
Became friends with them too.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But that wasn't your event.
No.
No.
That was just so the venue itself. The second event that we threw
was it. Yeah. Was
there.
And
Luke Levitas helped me promote it.
Okay.
We sold out and we couldn't fit any more people.
Yeah, which
is really healthy.
How many people would you say in that venue?
To fit.
Just upstairs, are we talking?
Just upstairs, it fit like or something.
Yeah.
We had another like
sold out.
Yeah, well, we had to. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. But we had about, I think it was like about 220 people that came through the doors that night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were pushing people back.
Yeah. One in, one out. So, how many other DJs are you doing this with? Obviously, you're going to play at your own event.
Oh yeah, I like playing at my own events. Yeah, I don't really do headliners or anything like that. I like to. My first event I headlined, which was awesome, just with my close friends and the additional close friends.
Yeah, but, and they're close friends.
Yeah, they're close friends. Yeah, and then kind of from there, I like to do warm-up sets. So yeah, always DJ there. But yeah, I do get some other DJs.
How many are we talking roughly?
5 to 6 each event.
5 to 6, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Just so the event goes for about 5 or 6 hours.
About 6 to 7 hours it'll go for.
Yeah, cool. All right. So now it's like that game when you're younger. You're like, I went to the shops and I brought an apple.
Right.
Keep adding it. I'm like, now I've forgotten.
Where was next?
Okay, so we're at number 3.
Second.
Yeah, no, sorry.
So now we're at number 3.
Yeah, now we're at number 3.
And you know what? I think I can't remember from there.
At all?
No.
Oh.
So I know. It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so bad.
I can tell you now.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Look it up.
Let me cheat.
Yeah.
Let me cheat.
We can just add in some elevator music here.
Maybe some background elevator. That sounds good.
And you know the funny thing is you asked me like 15 times. Is there anything I need to prep?
I know.
Is there anything?
I know. I don't even have
need to do, and I'm like, nah, don't worry about it.
I don't even have internet. I should know these things too off by heart. But yes, it was King's Cross Pavilion after that, and then they've all been in Sydney. I can tell you that much.
Okay, you don't have to say them in order. Okay, we can cheat.
But yeah, the 5th one. I can tell you about the 5th one or the 6th one. Yeah, so our most recent one we held it in Wollongong.
Okay.
Which was my biggest one to date.
Yeah, actually. I saw the videos. I was like, that was since we've been chatting about all this. I was watching the content and everything. So it was good. 2,000
people.
Whoa.
Yeah, 2,000 people came through.
And how many people did? Surely you had some help organising that one.
Yeah. So my partner helped me with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. God bless her. She did a great job.
What was her role?
Her role, front door girl.
Face of the brand.
The delegator, yeah. The big second. She did a really good job of that, thank God. But yeah, so she helped out with that, which was good. I needed the help with that. It was massive. Spread across 2 venues that are linked together.
Okay.
Pepe's on the Beach, it's called, and Friskies. Yeah, we threw the event there, which was awesome.
And how did you sell? Like, that's a lot of tickets to have to sell. Like,
yeah.
Again, another minimum bar spend. Bit high.
No minimum bar spends there, but actually, sorry, I can't remember. No, there was
just had an agreement with the owner.
Yeah, just had an agreement. But I promoted it really well. I knew what I was doing by then. It was my 6th.
Why Wollongong?
Why Wollongong? Because they're a hub for people who are wanting to like get out, party, and enjoy themselves instead of having to travel to Sydney to do it.
Yeah.
Bring it to them.
Yeah, there's a network there. I've actually noticed a few events down there recently, and like Little Fritter was down there a while ago.
Yeah.
So there is obviously an appetite for it.
There definitely is. There's just there's part of the places that I'm going to look at for my next couple. And
then what other DJs did you have with you at that one?
So we had our headliners were Billy Zane, good old Billy Zane, who is a Cronulla boy, so from south of Sydney. So we did a mix of techno.
Yeah.
Techno and house.
Okay.
So it was
a bit of tech house.
Bit more of a techno-y type stage. So there were 2 stages. The outside area was more housey, disco. The inside area, which went through to the night, was more of a tech house, techno.
That sounds great. I should have been there.
It was fucking sick. Yeah, it was on Australia Day, 26th of January.
See, that's I'm like, no offense to anyone, but personally, not for like I don't.
Oh, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I just rather just not stay. Now I understand it, but no criticism whatsoever.
No, I get it. So part of the marketing that we didn't want to market it as Australia Day because of, we didn't want to offend people or make out as if we were trying to celebrate anything. It was more of just the fact that it's a long weekend. It's a time for everyone to come together and party together. Yeah,
100%. I mean, there was actually quite a few things on that day, and I was like, I would love to, but I'm pretty sure it was Porrick's parents' last day. They were going home because we had both our families here over Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there was more than one reasons. It just doesn't sit well with me. I'm like, but each to their own. But it is a shame. It is a shame when it's like on a Friday and it makes it a good long weekend because you're just like, oh, whatever. But there's always plenty of other stuff to catch up on. And
yeah, that's it. But yeah, that day we had also a techno artist called Lestrange, another Sydney boy. So yeah, we had both of them headline.
Yeah, nice. On 2 different vibes, would you say?
Yeah, so Billy Zane was a bit more of a minimal style tech, and then Lestrange was more of like a down and dirty techno.
Yeah, cool. And what time, in a place like that, what time could you go till?
So we were meant to go till 3 o'clock, but just for apparently noise restrictions and stuff, so we had to close a little bit earlier. Only about 25 minutes earlier, but...
Still not what you want to do.
No, it was like we promoted until 3.
What point in time did you get told that it couldn't go till 3?
At like 2 a.m.
2 a.m. That's not what you want at the
at
the end of a party.
Yeah, just don't want to leave a bad taste in people's mouths.
Was it still packed then?
It was still pretty packed. Yeah,
because that was the start of a long. Australia Day was a Friday this year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the start of a long weekend.
Yeah, correct. So we started at 2 p.m. and went through to 2 a.m.
That's a long party.
It is.
Do you reckon? What percentage of people do you reckon? Because you've obviously got the different people at the different stages of the day, right? You've got right, we're getting there when it opens, we're going hard and we're going home and we're going to bed and we're going to work tomorrow. And then you've got the ones that might work in hospitality and not work Mondays, and they won't come out till like 10 p.m. And then you've got the people that should be going to work and go just in that on the fence, you know. You've got different. What kind? Like, would you say that anyone there gets there when it opens and leaves when it ends? Just in general, not just your event. Like, I was not saying.
Yeah, I definitely noticed a couple of people that were there ready to party and take it all on. But because it was split between a day session and a night session, you definitely had most of the people coming through for the afternoon slash night session. Yeah. The early day was kind of
like warm up, get in the mood.
Yeah, people are at the beach, you know, with their family and stuff.
Did you have to have tickets?
Yeah, so the venues were together, and Pepe's it was free entry, and then through Pepe's you can access Friskies is what it's called, which is like an underground kind of venue. So yeah, so the Friskies part was ticketed, but getting into Pepe's was free.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they merged together at one point.
Yeah, yeah. At one point, yeah. The line was crazy. It was so long. It was challenging to manage, but it was good. Everyone had a really good time. The music was great.
So it was just pay on the door, or you could pay on the door also?
So it was ticketed prior. Beforehand, we sold, I think it was 700 tickets.
Wow, and you had that many walk-ins?
Yeah, heaps. We had like another... Between the two venues, there was about 2,000 people for the day.
Wow. And it's like it's a lot of... I know, obviously, the liability or whatever sits with the venue, ultimately, the liquor licence and everything, but it's a lot of weight on your shoulders, isn't it?
It is, and that was also part of the reason why they wanted to finish at 2:30, just in case.
Were you stressed?
Yeah, big time. You always stress. Every event that you get, you stress. And the night goes so quick. It goes so quick when you're stressing, and you forget to kind of look at what you've created and look at the people that are with the smiles on their faces and kind of, you know, be in the moment with what's going on, which is one of the things that I need to start teaching myself.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a common theme, but it is that moment you're so busy running around when you stop just for a second and you're like, oh wow. Like I always think about the organisers of festivals when they... Oh. I don't know, if they're somewhere iconic, like at Glastonbury, say, and they're in that spider thing, if you were to look down and, like, just sit, just any of them, really.
Just sit for a minute and look at what you've done, what you've created. That in itself, it's an important thing to do with anything that you do. Yeah. Is to sit back and go, look at it for a second. Look at what you've done. Be proud of what you've done.
Yeah.
And look at the impact that you're having on everyone around you.
Yeah, and it is. It's like music just makes people so happy. It's like it's very.
It's a drug.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a drug, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's a drug, and it's free, and it is never ending, and it is forever giving.
And there's just like endless amounts of it. Endless. You know, there's like apparently a whole black hole's worth of like music on the internet that's been released and like never played.
Not
and,
even
like,
surprised.
Yeah.
Not even surprised.
Like,
we'll probably never ever hear.
No, you couldn't. Yeah. Even if you're listening to music all the time, you'd still never get through it all.
Exactly.
That's why I'm like, but it's incredible the rate that music is coming out these days.
Oh, it's insane. The taste, the different genres, the subcategories, like more and more people are interested in, you know, sound and the way things...
And mixing stuff together and they're curious.
Yeah.
Especially when I go to festivals. Like, I remember being at Pitch and I was like, I can honestly, hand on my heart, say I've never heard this particular style of music before. Yeah. Like...
Would you say you enjoyed it? Or do you more enjoyed the experience of what was going on while the music was happening?
This year that I actually decided I wasn't going to talk too much about, just given the circumstances, just because I want to stay true to myself, but I don't want to bag anyone out. But last year, 2020, now I'm at it, 2023.
Yeah.
The music was fucking incredible. Like
Wait, so 2023... What month? You're talking about Pitch, right?
Yeah, Pitch.
March. Yeah.
So this time last year I went to Pitch. This time last year I was at Miami Music Week, like today. Like right now, I was at the last day of Miami Music Week. How depressing.
That's a much.
And then this year just to Pitch. Obviously, you know, there was stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But last year, the music was fucking incredible. I was like, from the second I got there to the second I left, I was just in awe of it.
Yeah.
This year, I liked it on the Friday, and it was a smudge on the heavy side for me. Personally, I still enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But I was with...
This wasn't your taste, what you usually listen to.
Yeah, I was with 15 of my friends. Like, some came from overseas, so like we had the best time.
Yeah.
But like the actual music itself probably wasn't my favourite.
Was it deeper? Was it faster? Was it harder?
It was just harder.
Too
like,
spaced?
Just a lot of like I understand that everyone has different tastes of music, but to me, like, a lot of like noise.
Right.
Someone might kill me for saying that, but
Yeah.
you know, whereas I don't obviously want too many lyrics or anything, but a couple of lyrics here and there, or
Doesn't hurt.
like, yeah, it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt anyone, does it? Like, it's literally not harming anyone.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 1 or 2 words.
Yeah.
But like, I still had like an incredible time. And I'll definitely go back. I just wanna. Strawberry Fields, really cool line up there as well. I just want to go. I want to go to them all. Is my problem is like I want to go back to festivals that I've been to before because I have such fond memories
with them. Yeah.
And but I also want to go to a new festival every year.
Experience those
like,
new,
of course,
new tastes.
like some of the like I'd love to go to Tulum. I think I got told I said it wrong before. Like I want to go all over the world and go to festivals. They're such special. Like this. That's the only reason I'm doing this podcast because of festivals, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to experience it in as many different countries, as many different environments as I possibly can. And you meet the coolest people.
100%.
The coolest fucking people.
And that's the thing that one thing being a promoter now, biggest thing that I notice is the change in taste of music. From when I was like 13, 14, I'd fantasize on my little laptop watching a Tomorrowland after movie. And from Tomorrowland, it turned to Defected Croatia. And then that...
Have you been?
I have... not Croatia.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been defected overseas, only here, technically.
Have you been to Tomorrowland?
I have been to Tomorrowland.
Have you?
So that was another bucket list thing that I had when I was like, not even joking, 13 years old. And I remember the moment. I remember the moment in my library at school. I was like, I have to go to this festival. And skip, 8 years later, I was sitting there with like 10 of my best mates, just watching the stage that I watched through a screen. And it's evolved, like the way it's evolved from 2013 to like 2021 when we went, or 2020, was it 2023? I can't remember, but yeah, it was.
Have you watched the video on YouTube? And it's got the first one all the way to now.
I think I have watched it quickly.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's kind of mind blowing, really.
Oh, insane!
It's like
it's a whole postcode now. That's how big it is.
It's. I don't know. Is it bigger than Glastonbury or?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Glastonbury is like you'd never get. My dad said you'd never ever, even if you tried, you couldn't cover it all in one. So,
really?
Yeah, no way. He said no way.
Speaking from experience.
Huge. My dad went every year for like over 10 years, and then at the age, you know, I might start to like music and that kind of stuff. 15, stopped going, never went again.
Really?
Bastard, hey.
Wow.
Every year they had a stall there, so they went for free. I was just like, what the fuck?
Come on, Dad.
Like, come on, Dad.
Come on, sing a song.
So I stayed.
Come on, man.
That's hilarious. I can't wait to listen to this bit. So anyway, yeah, like what the fuck. We were going to go this year, but then our dates haven't quite lined up because we're going to Defected because we have a wedding to go to. So I will get there at some point. But yeah. So how was Tomorrowland? You were there with all your friends.
It was ridiculous from the start to the finish. You never want things like that to finish, I guess, ever.
What year? 21. Who was the headliners, or who did you think?
It was 20. I think it was 23.
Last year.
21. 2021. Yes, 20. Yeah, and it was. Wait, we're in 2024, right?
Yeah.
I'm 26. I went when I was 21, so it was 5 years ago. So it was 2019.
Oh Jesus,
I'm gonna really start using my fingers for this.
It must be kind of confusing when you're around the age that the year is. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I get confused. 2021. Are you 21? No, you're not 21.
Because it's so close to like 24. You're 26. It's so close.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I can understand.
That's why I'm muddling up. All right.
Yeah.
We'll just blame it on that.
Yeah. Okay. 2000. Oh Jesus! No, I'm
2019.
You went. Who did you see?
2019. So who was playing?
Yeah.
Oh, back then with the artists, there may have been like I think Deborah DeLuca was playing. I think there was Charlotte DeWhite. They're the more techno artists, and then it just moved like. We were moving around to so many different tents and watching so many different people. Like we watched Claptone.
Oh wow! So I've only
Claptone.
really come to know them somewhat recently.
You've only come to know the artists, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was crazy. We went and watched the guy called Bontan. If you've heard of Bontan, he's from the UK. I'm pretty sure he's from the UK.
Was it a lot of exploring?
A lot of exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like from the main stage where I'd see like Charlotte DeWhite. I think it was Charlotte DeWhite. I don't remember the main stage, but. The best part about it was going through the different stages to go and watch all these different names, and one of them being Bontan. He was playing on the stage was a fucking turning merry-go-round in
the middle of the crowd.
In the middle of it, yeah. And he's sitting there playing, and we're all dancing next to this merry-go-round. It was unbelievable. I think that was the third day.
That's actually so smart because
great.
Like when you have a boiler room, it's great, yeah, but like some people are literally like looking at the back of their head if they're too far back.
Correct.
Depending on how big the boiler room is.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a small boiler room, it's all good, but if it's a big boiler room,
yeah,
it's like people are just behind.
Yeah, correct.
You know,
yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was a turning merry-go-round, and then another one where we went to watch Clapton. You like walk up these stairs, and then you walk back down the stairs, and you walk into a forest. There's really high trees, and you feel like you're in the middle of the Amazon.
And where do you go in if you go up and you go down?
So it was like a bridge to get. Must have been like a passageway that you're meant to get. Like maybe
is it in like
a river or something,
national park or something?
Yeah, so it must have been a river that we're going off.
Wow, so you went over that into like a jungle. And
it was. Yeah,
they had obviously decorated it.
Yeah, they decorated it, not as much as the other stages, but they decorated it. And yeah, watched Clapton, we watched a couple of people. And then another stage that they had was the hardstyle tent, they call it. A lot of Aussies there, they love their hardstyle. Love
they
it.
do.
I love it, yeah. I don't know, I only listen to it for like an hour or 2 hours at least.
An hour or 2 hours?
Most.
I could listen to it for an hour or two, 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, like that's like pushing it. That's where I want to like start really just, ugh. But,
yeah, too hectic for me.
Oh, way too hectic. But this huge hardstyle tent, and then in the middle it had kind of like these fairy lights, and they were like lighting up in the middle, and they were changing colours, and they were flashing. Crazy, crazy times. And then my favourite stage that I'd found, we had just popped off, went to go get some food and relax a bit from all the fun, all the fun that we were doing. And then we were walking past this hole in the ground, and we were like, "What is that?" And we're like, "I don't know. Let's go check it out." And then, as we walked into this hole in the ground, it just kept getting deeper and deeper, and it started swirling. It's like a swirling staircase.
Underground.
It seemed underground. It was underground. Yeah, it had to be underground. And then, by the time you know it, like I could kind of hear like the like that, and the bass kind of, the grueling bass. And then as I got deeper and deeper, we started hearing this real disco sound, and we walked into Purple Disco Machine were playing, who are a disco duo. Purple Disco Machine.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah, and we walked into like, there were people with like 70s outfits on, and there were like huge disco balls turning.
How many people?
Couple hundred easy, and they were just like grooving to this disco music, and there was a stage. Unbelievable. And we were only there for like half an hour, but the fact that we'd experienced walking into, and I remember the song we walked into Feel My Needs, Purple Disco Machine remix. And I just remember looking at my mate while I'm walking down going, "Bro, this sounds good." And then we're walking down, and then I listened to the song, and I was like, "I know this song." And then as soon as we got to the last turn of the spiral staircase, we just walked into this, we walked back into the 70s. It looked like we were walking back in time. It looked unbelievable.
So fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Like secret this, secret that.
Secret. Wouldn't have known it happened, and if you didn't look that way, you would never have walked.
You wouldn't even see it.
No.
Wow. And what kind of accommodation did you have? Were you camping?
Nah, so we stayed out in Brussels, which was close to.
Oh, so you're going in and out each day?
Yeah.
Can you stay there all night, or does the
music
music stop?
It closes at a certain time. I think like 10 or 11 o'clock or something.
Okay.
And then you can go back there at like 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Next day or something like that. But yeah, 45-minute bus ride in, 45-minute bus ride out.
Well, so it's always such a different experience too, camping somewhere or going in and out like that. It's interesting when festivals are a hybrid of both.
Right.
You know, because like a lot of them are either like Ultra Miami, everyone's in, everyone's out, everyone's in, everyone's out. Whereas like Pitch, no pass outs. Once you're in, you're in. So it's interesting when people do like a hybrid.
Yeah.
Which is probably I think it's quite common in the UK. Like I remember Reading, you could always do it. And did you ever do anything after the festival? Were you just wrecked?
We ended up going straight to Mykonos from Tomorrowland.
Wow.
For 10 nights. 10 nights in Mykonos.
After how many nights at Tomorrowland?
3 or 4.
Was it only 4? 3 or 4? I thought it was longer.
Brussels.
Yeah, that's still pretty intense though.
Yeah. It was crazy.
What was Mykonos like?
It was crazy. It was great. Another different type of partying. Bit more of a like a dirtier partying in some spots, and then it's also awesome the beach bars and stuff that they have there. Like there's a place called Scorpios, Santana, beautiful beach bars there that you can a lot of Afro house, a lot of tribal house.
I think that the deep in your soul guys, that kind of stuff. They're
big hitters on that too.
So cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
Big hitters on that.
That's like real interesting kind of genre I haven't heard before. But Mykonos was a good party. I've
never
been there either.
Good party, and then there was your other beach clubs, which were a bit more like, who did we watch? Oh, Roger Sanchez. We watched Roger Sanchez in Mykonos. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, really nice. And then, have you been any holidays in the past couple of years?
I can't say I've been to any big one. Melbourne's another.
Melbourne's a
home away from home kind of thing.
Have you ever played in Melbourne?
I haven't played in Melbourne.
Would you like to?
Yeah, I'd love to one day.
Do you have contacts down there, or?
I've managed to get some contacts there, but we'll see. It's just
have to start going to Melbourne, like you said.
That's the thing, yeah, and it's just a matter of people are gonna like you to put you on. People are you got to suit their vibe, their character. That's part of the reason with what I do is I like to pick my DJs based on their vibe.
What suits a night?
What vibe we're trying to give on that night, the different genres that we play, but I like to have people who have good energy.
And how do you meet your people that you would sign on your...
So I did like a DJing competition last year called Your Shot.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'd never heard of this thing in my life.
Never?
Until about 4 weeks ago.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure everyone that has come on here in the last 4 or 5 weeks has all mentioned Your Shot.
Yeah, right.
I've never heard of it before, ever.
Yeah.
And now everyone is talking to me about it.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, so that was a good network.
It obviously works.
Yeah, it does. It does work. So you start... I guess it's just a matter of whatever you put your energy towards, it comes, I mean, it does help in ways, but yeah, it's a good catalyst.
So how did you go on that? Did you...
You don't really know. You only ever know who the winner is, but you're versing, to get in there, it's pretty hard for the year. They only pick 200 people out of 10,000 applicants or something.
And that just says a lot in itself, right?
Yeah.
All those people want to be a DJ.
Yeah, correct.
10,000.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Once you do it once, you can't do it again. So those 200 people, they
and it's all beginners, right?
You can go as a beginner or as an experienced person. A lot of experienced people like to go as beginners because they want to actually win
and learn, get the free.
Yeah, you can win to play at festivals and to get free production and whatnot, lessons and but I went as an having experience, and it was good. It was really good. You have a big show at the end of your DJing lessons and whatnot.
How many people would you say that you made friends with through that?
Through there, I took it upon myself to make a big Facebook group chat. So I went around and started adding all these randoms into this group chat.
Do you still use it?
We still use it, yeah, just for anything DJ related or any production thing, anything production.
What's the name of your group chat?
It's called Your Shot 2020. I think it was or something.
Oh, come on.
We needed to make it nice and basic so they know what group chat it is.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it strictly
professional.
Yeah, so people would know what to use it for.
Yeah,
I like networking and whatnot, but for that it was anything DJ related, anything production related, if you're selling gear, trying to buy gear, any problems with your decks, any problems with promoters, advice on what to do there.
And how many people are in it?
Oh, there was now heaps of people leave.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'd say 80 or 90.
I'd love to know, oh my God, maybe we should do a survey. I know because people have already left. I would love to know from the original people, how many people are still pursuing the whole thing and how many people drop off.
So that's a big thing about this industry now. The DJing industry's changed in a big way, massive way. And there's a lot of people who, I love the passion for it and whatnot. The passion's great. And it's good to see people that are really trying to give it their best and try things new, but it's becoming too saturated, I think, and there's a lot of people who are bedroom DJs that are trying to bite off more than they can chew. But that's the thing, a lot of these people, it's a phase. It's a phase. They really love it for this certain amount of time, and then after that it's they don't, I don't know, they might not see themselves pursuing it as much as what they'd like to, or they take up other interests. So I agree with you, it would be interesting to see who's actually still
doing it,
yeah.
Who's moved on,
who's actively trying.
Everyone can't keep in touch with everyone, right?
That's the thing.
And what would you say is the main, at what point for you when you're okay, I'm in?
What do you mean?
You're saying before, throughout this journey, people have to be okay, right, am I going to take this seriously, or is this not for me? Is it just a phase? At what point do you know, oh, this isn't a phase?
Oh, that it isn't a phase?
Yeah, for you.
So in those moments where I said, when you're at your event and you take a moment to look at what you've done, there are those moments where they're this is what I want. This is what I want to be. This is what I want to give to everyone around me. and this is what I want to take bigger, and there's so much more to give.
Yeah, it's funny because it's so like, there's so many promoters and events and venues and all this kind of stuff, but there's also so much appetite for it. Like, everyone loves to have a good time.
Yeah.
So why not?
And Sydney's been kind of drained from how we used to be in terms of our party culture. But now,
a lot of making up to do.
Heaps of making up to do, and people are frothing for it, and it's good. It's a very good period, and we just need more people to. We just need people to go out and have fun. That's it. Don't be scared to go out and have fun. Don't be scared to go out on a Thursday night. Don't be scared to go out on a Monday night. Like, don't be scared because you got work the next day.
Yeah, as long as you're not, this is what I've said before, as long as you're not doing it every week and it's affecting your performance and your lifestyle and everything, if you just do it every now and again, if there's a DJ you want to go see on a Thursday, just go and fucking see them.
100%. Obviously, yeah, not to your own detriment.
Yeah.
You can't wake up in the mornings and you
don't want to make
you're constantly hungover.
Yeah, work and whatever. But
yeah.
if it's once in a blue moon and it's someone you want to see,
yeah.
it's not. I am all for like early nights in the week and stuff, but like if there's something you really want to do, you should definitely do it.
100%.
And what's your like aspirations for, first, yourself as a DJ, second, your promoter stuff? Like, is there a certain level of event you want to be able to get to? And then third, like, what's your intentions of the production side?
Yeah, so with the DJing stuff, definitely want to become one of the bigger names in Australia and go international. That's a bucket list thing for me. I don't know how long it's going to take or when I'll get there, but I know that that's where I want to be, so I'll chase that as much as I can.
That's so nice to hear.
Yeah. It's a dream. It's a dream, and you got to keep chasing it, because you stop living when you stop dreaming. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, you just got to keep going. My friend, I was a bit down the other week, and one of my friends sent me this really cool Seth Rogen snippet of the interview. And do you know what one I'm talking about?
I don't know the snippet, but I just love Seth Rogen. Yeah,
me too. Love Seth Rogen, and I'll send it to you. And it's like, yeah, fair enough. He just what he says makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
about like
life in general.
Just he's great. I went in a rabbit hole listening to so many of his videos after that.
Yeah,
he's basically just saying like the one thing that all the successful people have in common is that they didn't give up.
Yeah,
he was like, that's the common denominator. So that's what I'm just gonna say. If you give up, it won't happen. But if you don't give up, it might happen.
That's right.
And there's like people that have become really successful at like 60, like Colonel Sanders?
Yeah. KFC guy.
65.
Crazy.
Like,
he started off selling at like knocking on people's doors.
That's like my life already that I haven't lived double. Like, I'm 30.
Yeah.
So that's already my life again, which sounds like a long time to not be successful for that long. But the point is just keep going. So
you never know unless you try.
I believe you'll get there.
Never know unless you try.
Yeah, I will look forward to seeing you on the stage in Ibiza.
100%.
And then promoter stuff.
So promoter stuff, with what I'm doing now, all the different ideas that I've got and the different people that I'm networking with and the different companies that are reaching out now to join together, it's exciting stuff. And the fact that it's exciting, and I don't know, like I have a vision of, I want to go festival sized. I want to go festival scale 100%. So that's...
You want to own the festival?
I want to own the festival and run it and be the guy that puts a smile on everyone's face in that moment.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's 100%. So cool. Wouldn't it be so cool if in like 10 years you look back at the stuff and then this is that raw footage and it's like, like when you see videos of like Amy Winehouse and she's like 15 and she's singing and like it's quite heartbreaking really, but it's crazy to see that
the evolution of it.
So fingers crossed.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome. And then how do you what's your process for like actually making decisions on what events you're going to do and where you're going to do them? Do you have like a whiteboard? Do you have like, what's your...
Everything's in my... everything kind of starts from in my head, and then I'll come up with a concept, or I'll look at a venue that I really like that I think, fuck, I can imagine what I could do at this venue. All starting from the imagination, and then a lot of paper and pen. A lot of paper and pen involved, a lot of discussing with close friends what they think, and then just pedal to the metal.
You can't beat pen and paper. And is this something, do you use like paper and you just throw it away, or do you have a book? I have a book purposely because I want to see, like you said, seeing the evolution. I have a book too. I got a book when I started the podcast, and it started off all neat, scribble, but it's cool. It's cool again to look back and reflect on. And then production. What's your plan? When are you going to start?
When I need to put more time towards it, so I can start actually getting into that next rabbit hole. Definitely.
This year?
I said this last year. which kills me. That's one.
12.
Back like 17 years ago. So yeah, that's the one thing that I've really let myself down on. I'd say that's my one downfall is putting off the production side of things, because it's a very important part of any growth in any sort of industry in terms of music and festivals. Production is the next step. People take you a lot more seriously, and you can start to really bring out your own sound. So once I can understand the programs that I'm using and how to manipulate everything, definitely on the drawing board for this year.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And the thing is as well, like you said before, you let yourself down. You've been doing stuff that's still very relevant to what you're doing. So definitely don't think of it like that. You've just been busy and you've had other priorities. As long as you're not sat on your ass doing nothing and then complaining about it, like I don't think it's a valid reason not to have got there, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine.
And there's so many moments where you kind of you get so there's a lot of the time you stop and you think, maybe is this the right path, you know? Is this what you want to keep doing? Is this what you really want to pursue? Do you keep going? So you battle a lot of that too. Out of all the fun and all the excitement and the happiness, there's always elements of, bro, do you keep going? Like, is this what you want? And you got to really stick your head down and go, yeah, this is it. Back yourself. Like
keep going. And yeah, that's what I said before. Like, just don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Well, that's exciting. All right. Well, I'm a little bit conscious of the time, and I feel like I can hear your phone ringing.
I could hear something.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Hopefully not keeping you out too late. But is there anything else? Have you got any events coming up? Anything else with the story you want to touch on?
Yeah. So I'll be joining forces with a company called Sounds Like and another company called Let's Go Dancing. For a little boat event that we've got coming up with an international artist.
When's that?
Yeah, so that'll be late May.
Late May.
I don't want to give too much.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Keep it a surprise. And when can we hear more?
You'll be hearing more in the next couple of weeks, definitely.
Oh, exciting! So by the time I get around to doing all this,
it
might be just
might just surface.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
SOUNDSOFSUD, the next biggest upcoming podcast in Sydney and going worldwide.
Oh, thank you, babe.
SOUNDSOFSUD, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, thanks, babe. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.